Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley. I am Reverend Pam Geagan, and it's wonderful to be with you here in person and on Facebook Live. So it's great to have you sitting in the sanctuary. There is a greater energy when you're here for even the people on Facebook Live. So I'm really, really grateful. So I am wonderful. Despite what this looks like, I am wonderful. And I am now demonstrating our wonderful Reverend Lynn Chaplin-Noe. Come. Sorry.
Okay, I'll be wonderful too. Why not? In fact, everybody, repeat after me. I'm wonderful. Good morning, everybody. We are the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley, and our vision is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And how we do that is teaching and demonstrating spiritual principles for living an abundant and fulfilling life in a welcoming, compassionate community. And we believe that there is one source and one path to that source, many paths to that source, that lead to God. By lighting the flames of faith, we are honoring all religions, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism, Christianity, Sufism, and all others that step forward in love. There's that one fine thread that connects us all, and that thread is love. We are love, we come from love, and we honor our oneness within us all. And now, it's my wonderful opportunity here to introduce our wonderful spiritual leader, Pamela Geagan. Hey, Pamela.
Wonderful. Wasn't that wonderful? I always spell wonderful, O-N-E, because we are one in this fullness of all life. And so now, in honor of our wonderful Reverend Betty, that was just an accident, our precious Betty Ann from the heaven world, who's always, I'm telling you, she shows up so much. So we're going to read her quote. And this is her quote. In this moment, you can read this with me too if you would like. In this moment, I rise above current circumstances. The infinite life of spirit pours its abundance through me, as me, and into my experience. I am centered in the flow of limitless good. Reverend Betty and Brennan, and we're so grateful that Ralph is with us this morning too, her beloved husband, who sends her love. She sends her love, Ralph, from her new address. And now it is my honor to introduce someone who will be with us in person next week, Bill Rotella, with his latest single, Only Love. And I think Marcia, Only Love is Real, and I think Marcia knows more about this than I know about this, but Nashville is very interested in him. So there we go. Bill Rotella.
outside the confusion.
glad he's going to be with us next Sunday. And I'm going to introduce our wonderful lead practitioner, Pamela Bailey, who'll be speaking with me, too. But I wanted to do our opening affirmative prayer. But I meant to open with a joke, and instead the whole opening became a joke. So, but not on purpose. Not on purpose, I'm just saying. And it's about, digging up that creative soil, because our talk is CSI. And I love that title, CSI, because of all the mysteries. And I actually got it from Lynn and Buzz, who wanted to open up a CSI center, Center for Spiritual Inquiry. Yeah, and so, but our talk today is expanding your creativity, your spirituality, and your imagination. So in that creative work, there was an old man who was an old farmer in the country, and back east where the ground is very, very hard. And he was just too old to dig up what he loved most, was digging up the ground to plant his sweet potatoes and his just regular potatoes. And the only son and help he had, Vincent, was in jail. And so he wrote Vincent and said, I am so sad. The one thing that would make this all better is if you were here to help me like you always did. And so I miss you, and I wish you were here to dig up this hard ground. And Vinny writes back, Dad, don't dig up that ground. That's where all the bodies are buried. And so he gets this letter and opens it and goes, oh my God. So the next morning, 4 a.m., the FBI agents, the police show up. Everybody's there, and they dig up this entire plot and find no bodies. And that same day later, the old man gets a letter from Vinny. Sorry, Dad, it's the only way I could get it done from here in prison. So now it's our wonderful Pamela Bailey. Welcome, Pamela.
Good morning, everyone here and everyone wherever you may be. It's a delight to be here this morning, and we are starting with joy, which is a wonderful thing. And gosh, creativity, spirituality, and imagination. How does it get any better? So if you would, just join me in an opening prayer, opening us up for the messages, the insights, that which comes to us as a result of being here in this community, present and online. So as I am here, I know that there is that place that I reach through that creativity and that spirituality and that imagination. I call it God. We can call it whatever we want. It is that force of intelligence, creativity, and power that is the universe. And so as I am here, and each and every one of us is here in this moment, in this wonderful opportunity to come together and celebrate, I just am here knowing that there is something, some great gift of spirit that is being given at this very moment by those who are here and those who are receiving and those who are also in the act of giving. So knowing today is that day of creativity and spirituality and inspiration and opening to that side of life, I know that within me is where all the important answers are. And so as I remember that, and instead of looking everywhere outside, I look within to see those true treasures. And then the beauty of it is I get to share them. And that is what we are about here this morning. So let us take all this in, all of the wonderful music and musicians, the love that's here present, the joy, and yes, that creativity and imagination in that context of spirituality. For this, I am so grateful, and I am so grateful that each and every person is here one way or another. I release this treatment knowing this is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and so it is. All right, and I get to introduce our announcer with the announcements. And here he is. Here he is. Here she, yeah, here he is. The master of the pun. Yes, this is Buzz, our token testosterone. So here he is.
Hey, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Well, if I'm supposed to be a woman, I'll speak a little louder, okay, everyone? So, but I think for these announcements, I'll be a man. So, today marks the middle of the August month. Let's know that our lesson is one you will want. Both our Pams will be soon up here for the lesson. I'm excited to hear what they say for this session. Their message will provide the inspiration you seek. But for now, here are the announcements for this week. This morning mindfulness takes place at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live. These daily meditations with Reverend Pam will help you to thrive. Her theme for this week is saving the planet. If something hurts her environment, then we should ban it. At 7 p.m. Thursdays on Facebook Live, our midweek spiritual uplift will boost your divine drive. Lisa Coffey is the host for this week's session. Karma, Cause and Effect is the title of her lesson. At 4:30 in the afternoon, coming up next week, Lisa Coffey will host a class you should seek. Swami Satyamayanda Satamayananda will be this month's special guest. His message will allow you to feel very blessed. August 22nd is the date for this month's session. Constant Contact and Facebook have the Zoom link for the lesson. Beginning Wednesday evening on September 8th, an accredited Science of Mind class will make your life great. Facilitated by Reverend Pam, both live and on Zoom, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. right here in this room. Your redefining moments is the theme and the title. It will provide lessons that to our spiritual lives are vital. It's based on Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones' new book. So attend the class right here or on Zoom. Take a look. Keep in mind that our center is always here for you, so please let us know what we can do. The spiritual treatment that we provide will reveal your perfection and allow you to thrive. You can always leave a request by phone or send us an email from wherever you roam. How wonderful it is to once again meet here live in our center that is dedicated to help us all thrive. Your loving donations will keep our center going so we can be here to keep your wellness flowing. Later we will list the online ways to give so you can donate right here today or from wherever you live. Two other places where you can lend a hand, please do give them whatever you can. Ventura County Rescue Mission provides the homeless with much good, and Ventura County Food Share feeds the needy in our hood. Our center is part of Ralph's Community Contribution Program. A portion of whatever you spend at the store gives our center a small donation or more. So please do sign up or simply renew, and Ralph's will contribute to us at no cost to you. Our center's code number is JE859. You can sign up at the store or you can do it online. And another way to help our center for a while is to shop online using Amazon Smile. When you complete your purchase for the items you got, it donates to our center right on the spot. And finally, it's hot out now, but if you don't have a pool, there are some other ways that you can keep cool. And that ends the announcements in my goofy rhyming text. And now, here's our beloved Reverend Pam to tell us what's up next.
You're the best in-house poet laureate we have. So we enjoy you so much, Buzzy. Thank you so, so much. So what is next is another YouTube, and that is which one I chose and I really love. And it is, Get Ready, My Soul. And that's what we're doing today. We're planting those seeds of creativity and imagination by Daniel Nahmod. Enjoy.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
That was wonderful. I'm glad I didn't have to follow Buzz because I haven't found anything that rhymes with imagination. It's driving me crazy. Foundation. Now you tell me. Good morning, everybody. We are the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley. We are a praying church, and we have practitioners in the house. Our practitioners, please stand up. And Buzz, stand up. Our token testosterone. Here comes Marcia. Are there any visiting practitioners? You're welcome to stand up as well. All right. I would like for each of you to say who you are and how many years you've been a practitioner. I'm starting with Reverend Pam.
Okay, I'm Pamela Bailey. I have been in this teaching
Marcia? For a while. Buzzy?
I am Buzz-Noe, and I have been a practitioner for almost 10 years. And I'm here, as we said, as the only testosterone. But thanks to God, I'm not here alone.
Wow. Being a practitioner has helped him get over his shyness a lot. I don't remember now. I think it's been 20 years. I think so. Yeah. So anyway, you heard how many years we've been dedicated to being practitioners, and we're here to bring science of mind, spiritual principles to you, directly to you. We're here today for you. And so appropriately grab a practitioner after the service today and talk to us. If you have questions about the steps of treatment, if you have questions about spiritual principle, please talk to us. We're here for you. Adopt one of us. We'll be your forever practitioners. Adopt us and take us home and feed us. Okay, so the discussion today is about expanding your creativity, spirituality, and imagination. And I want to explore just an aspect of imagination, and that's the aspect of mental equivalent. And the quality and character of one's imagination corresponds to one's mental activity. And so if you are in your mind, in this little computer, anxious and nervous and unhappy, and there's a degree of density in your thought, then your imagination will correspond with that, and you'll be able to think up all kinds of nasty things. So stop that. Lighten up. Lighten up your thinking and directing your mind, how you're directing divine mind. Lighten up a little bit. Creativity is for you to imagine your life as a spiritual being. Imagine what your life would be. Look, I'm a mother, in case you didn't know. How many mothers and fathers? Okay, we want the very best for our children, don't we? But what happens in our imagination, we can think up the worst things, can't we? Let's be really honest. If I have to be honest, in my head, I can think up of all kinds of scenarios that my children, who are in their 50s, could still get into. They're still my children. So the pattern of my being sparks my imagination. So let's lighten up. And there is a spark in our level of imagination. And if there is a spark, that's what they call it, that's a level of there's a name for that. What's the name for that CSL calls it? There is a trigger imagination, which is our worst case scenarios. But there is a spark imagination, and that's what we're looking for in our lives, a spark that comes from within. And there are a lot of ways to lighten up, and there are a lot of ways to increase your level of play and your level of imagination. But before you go to the vision board, before you go to dance class, before you go to open mic night, before you go to improv class, although I do recommend that, go within and get acquainted with and get into relationship with who you are and how you're directing divine mind. Go within first. You could do the opposite, which is called outside in, and you can go to the improv class and you can go to open mic night, and that will stimulate a level of happiness. You can do it vice versa, but it's our nature to create. We were created by the Creator so that we could create. Our nature is creative. There is nothing, there's only creativity, good or bad. So I have some quotes for you. And this first one was from Centers for Spiritual Living. You have to find what sparks a light in you so that you, in your own way, can illuminate the world. Oprah. This one is amazing. Imagination is more important than knowledge. I'm sure you've all heard this quote. For knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. Einstein. What is now proved was once only imagined, William Blake. And finally, a very serious one. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting one in a fruit salad. Imagination is putting one in a fruit salad, adding a little feta, a little mint, serving a watermelon carved out to look like Carmen Miranda. That's imagination. And you're laughing. And you've just raised your endorphins, and you've done some wonderful things for yourself by laughing. So let's keep that up. Let's have a treatment. Let's close our eyes, please. And in this elevated presence of laughter and love and community, family, I am keenly aware of the presence of love. And that is the spark that created me, that created all life, the spark of imagination, the divine imagination of a creator who creates so that we can create. Knowing this truth that I'm one with this divine presence of love, I know then that I have a good job to do. My job is to step forward every moment in my life with a spark of imagination that I share with everyone on my pathway, a spark of love, of lightness, of joy. I make that my choice to always step forward with a smile and acknowledging that that face looking at me is the face of joy, of love, of imagination. And I trust that I stimulate that in others. That spark, that's my job, my good job. I'm so grateful for these loving truths of having that good job of bringing joy to others. As I release them now into the very activity of them, right here and now, in this divine service, so much to learn, so much to awaken to that's already so within myself. I release these loving truths into the law of mind. I allow divine mind to take care of the details while I enjoy this wonderful, imaginative, delightful service. And together we all say, and so it is. And so it is. Time for me to announce somebody and something. Oh, it's our discussion? Oh, planting seeds. Oh, Daniel Nimod. All right, it's planting seeds. Sorry about that.
Been a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing
It's like your whole life you've been training for this moment, and when the time comes you just disown it, meaning you just surrender, don't control it, not interested in the clay pots and mold it, or sitting next to the path trying to unfold it, or waiting for the fruits to fall down toward you. Let it go and now you're flowing, feeling quite gorgeous, so you take steps away instead of towards it. What a rush, feeling freedom with nothing to hold. We've been taught that what you touch will always turn to gold, and now we're learning when we let it go it overflows with no credit to take, cause no credit is owned. A higher power working deeper where the seed seeds are sowed. And when the seeds are true, then they're seeds of gold. But the real gold is joy when life starts to flow. And when it does, you just smile, cause now you know.
I spent a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, whatever grows
Yep.
will grow,
When it grows, it grows.
whatever dies will
And when it
die,
dies, it dies. Come on.
works will,
If it works, it
whatever
works.
flies will
Let it fly, let it
whatever
fly.
fails will
When it
fail,
fails, it
what's meant to
fails.
soar will
And
soar.
when it soars, it
I
soars.
am planting seeds.
Whatever
grows will
Let it grow, let it
whatever
grow.
dies will
When it
die.
dies, it dies.
Whatever works will
When it works, it works.
whatever flies
Yeah.
will
Let it fly, let it
whatever
fly.
fails will
When it
fail.
fails, it fails.
To soar will soar.
Let it soar.
I am planting seeds
And nothing more. Dies, it dies. When it works, it works. Yeah. Let it fly, let it fly.
fails will
If it
fail.
fails, it fails.
To soar will soar.
Let it
I am
soar.
planting seeds
And nothing more.
You know, when you smile, you just give.
Is anybody cold in here? You know, may I ask Marcia or someone to turn up the air? It's been, you can go over here, Daisy. Thank you. And this building isn't a new building. We did get better air conditioning. Well, we have filtered air conditioning now for for COVID, but also I forget where you sit. It's cooler in some spots than others. And so I'm sitting there and I thought, if I am cold, then everybody here has to be cold too. So it is my honor to introduce our wonderful lead practitioner, because we are in this together this morning. And you'll get this, you'll understand this. I love being in a Pam sandwich. And that was words that Eddie said, her son said to us one time in the circle when she was in the middle of us. And so I just want to begin with, we are coming up to a time, again, I have a news background, and so in this news background, I can't help but, I want to know about the news, and I don't want to know about it just from the left, the right, I want to middle and everything else. And has anybody been paying attention to how Afghanistan is happening right now, and how we're all pulling out? And it is tragic, and when you hear about these things. And so as a religious scientist, we are taught, and the reason I am a religious scientist today is, first of all, I have the ability to look at all faiths, all religions that come and support my oneness point of view, but also what else is happening is that I think all these years now, I have been in religious science. Oh my gosh, I bet for more than on and off for like 45 years at least. Mm-hmm. And why I joined is I wanted peace on earth. I wanted that connection. I wanted to know that my thoughts make a difference. And so what I do makes a difference, and what I say makes a difference, and we plant those seeds. never did I think that 45 some years later we would be in this spot, right, that we're in right now, with wondering about who's safe and who's not.
Oh, what a wonderful way to start here. And thank you, Pam. Yeah, it's very interesting these days as we go to things in person, even when they're outside, even when we're spaced, even when we're fully vaccinated, there isn't certainty. And as human beings, we really have a hard time with uncertainty. And what I know is that I am doing my very best. I behave cautiously. I've been vaccinated. I don't go to places where you have a lot of people close up, perhaps some of whom aren't vaccinated. And this is just one aspect of life. We are concerned about COVID. And yes, you look at our planet, and our planet is getting hotter and hotter and drier, except where it's not. And then you have the floods, and then there's yet another horrible earthquake in Haiti. It's like, gosh, what is beneath all of this? And how can I, one individual, come together with other individuals and shine a light? How can I be a force for good? How can I be part of creating that thing that we've talked about for all these years, that world that works for everyone? Back to you.
And so what I can tell you is in all of this, in this evolutionary push that we're going through, and I don't know about anybody else, but I certainly feel that the planet's like, everything's moving faster, going higher, and moving more rapidly. Mm-hmm. Time and space seems like it was when we were growing up. It seemed like there was more time and more space. And so in this, I have to know, and I have to rely on that faith. I have to rely on that oneness, knowing that as all of this is happening, I also see all of the good on this planet and all the progress on this planet. And I see that there are things coming together, and I think they're going to happen more rapidly than we think they're going to. And also that there is something greater working in and through and as us. And you're the one who, we were on the phone, and you brought up the joke about Arjuna and Krishna. Mm-hmm. And by the way, they're cousins. I meant to get back to you. Yeah, and so you can do the joke, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, thank you. So this joke truly makes more sense if you've read and studied the Bhagavad Gita. And in essence, it's about who did you come to be and what are you here to do? And so Arjuna was one of the king's sons, I believe. And he was at the battlefield with his charioteer, who was Krishna in disguise. And they're having this long philosophical discussion because Arjuna did not want to go to war because it was going to be a bloody battle, and he very likely many family members would die, and it would just be devastation. And he hesitated, and then of course Krishna is giving him all of this advice about, well, who is he and what did he come for? So the story goes on. There is this huge battle, and of course, many people are killed, including many family members, and it's tragic. People are mourning and all of that. And then at this point, Krishna comes back, and he's now revealed his identity. He comes back to Arjuna, and he says, now that all of this has unfolded, how are you? Gosh, and Arjuna takes a few moments, and he says, gee, this has been awful, but I'm really okay. Life is going on, and I still have my palace, I still have my family. And he says, all of that wisdom that you were sharing with me when we were on the battlefield, can you write it down? And Krishna hesitates for a moment, says, I forgot.
And do you want to go on to explain more about how not taking credit and not, go ahead.
Yeah, well, all right, so there's a couple of things here. One of it, the Bhagavad Gita is part of the holy, the Mahabharata, which is the holy teachings of Hinduism. And in fact, it's memorized by these holy men, and that has been primarily how it has been imparted rather than being a written scripture like ours is. And not taking credit. Okay, you
well,
take that piece.
basically, I'll never forget Lisa Coffey, who teaches our Vedanta wisdom when she's here and also online. And I'll never forget, she said, all I want to do, and she is the most precious, precious soul. I'm telling you, very just who she is, very little ego involved. And she says, I just want to do everything right so that I don't have to come back. I'm back there. And so then her Swami, her teacher, Swami S, I'll call him, it's Ananda, it was here, and I said, what do you think about someone who says all they want is to just do it right? And he says, I think that's a desire, and it has to be let go. Poor little Lisa. Anyway, but what I'm saying in that story is Arjuna is saying, I don't want the deaths, and Krishna is saying he steps up in a greater way because in the larger picture, that is what he thinks needs to be done for the next great thing to come in and through and as us. And obviously, being Krishna and the God incarnate, it's obviously that what he's saying when he said, I forgot, is he took no credit or anything else. It was what it was. He stepped up in his highest and best, and then he let it go. It meant nothing after that to him in that oneness, in that moment, in that nowness, right then and there. And I think as we look now at Afghanistan, and we've lived, many of us, through the Vietnam War, we've lived, we know about World War II, World War I, we know about all these wars, we know the Middle East wars, everything. And so what is it taking us to? What is it leading us to do to pull through our imagination, the Creator that's creating its creation by means of you and by means of me? How are we being pulled by vision through all of this? And obviously, instead of pushed by fear and the oh my gods, and the oh my gods turning into, oh my God, fill me with more information.
So, well, thank you. First of all, I, who love to read and love to have information, will say that information isn't where the answer is. It isn't. Our spirituality and our essence is based in our heart, in our soul. And information is great. Nothing wrong with it. However, where I'm going to find the things that are truly important is by looking within. And then by sharing it in a community like this, where there are like-minded people. And we know that there is a truth underlying all of it, and we don't know what that is, but we do know that it is something good. And as Reverend Betty Ann always says, that's the perfect, that my life is unfolding perfectly no matter what. So even though these things seem awful, there's some good and there's something that's necessary for the evolution of the planet. And we don't know what it is. All I can do, all Pam can do, all any of us can do is show up the best we can, remember who we are, which is that we came to love, and see what happens.
Yes, when we speak of that higher vision, one that triggers our fears many times, and I've said this, every minister I've ever known said this, is that when you go to that valley of the shadow of death, you don't build a condo there, you don't build your life there, you keep moving forward, upward, and being pulled by something greater. And what I know right now is what you said, being in a community like this that supports that higher vision. And I'm going to say this again, too, I've said it before, is 2 4th of Julys ago, well, I guess 1.5 4th of July ago, I had Pluman and Savina on, who are sitting in the back right now. They're from Bulgaria. And no matter what we're experiencing here right now, is they have raised their sons. They are so so much supportive of America and all of the good that it does beyond anything else, because they came from someplace that did not allow them to express their creativity, their freedom, their expression. So they were the best people to have come on the air. Yay! And not only that, their sons, yes, their sons are walking examples of all of that too, which is just wonderful that so when you start talking about planting seeds, boy, did you plant good ones with those boys. That's all I can say. They came out, and they're brilliant and kind and respectful, but mainly they are who they are, and they are so connected to something that is a larger vision, a larger world vision as well. So that is what we have the opportunity to do. We can choose to move through life and through all of the challenges with bringing them down and the fear and everything else, or we can make lemon out of lemonade. One of the books I just read, and there are parts that I really loved, was Better, Not Bitter, and it was by the boy, one of the exonerated 5 from Central Park, the Central Park rapist charges that were done, I think, in the 80s now. It was in the 80s, and these boys were innocent. They were innocent. They were tried as adults, and the boy who wrote it, Yosef, I can't remember what his whole name is. It's a Middle Eastern name, but one of the boys that wrote this story, it's about what he got from this. As a child, he was 15 when it happened, 16 when he went to prison for 20 years. And they were all exonerated. The rapist actually came forth, and there's Netflix films on them, there's the book, there's lots of things on it. But what he got in prison was he went and he got some God, as I say. No matter, he is Muslim. You can tell through the book and everything he says. And one of the things he says is your words make a difference. Your thoughts make a difference. But what really makes a difference is what you alluded to. It is the heart connection to source that brings it into fruition. And so when you get these ideas, and he says how you bring that heart into fruition and connected to the words is meditation, meditation, meditation. He said the stillness in the heart is like the soil that you plant the mind's words into, and then you let go and you allow the creativity, the creator that creates its creation by means of me and you and all, plant those seeds and bloom from the imagination, from that which is already known and that which is yet to be. And life is unfolding perfectly, as our wonderful Betty Ann says, no matter what. So I want to be part of the aspiration revealing of the highest good for all, one that I continually take pride in. So when you leave here today, I want to, and especially after meditations, have a pad and pen ready and write down your ideas, draw pictures. It doesn't have to be perfect words. It doesn't have to be perfect pictures, or even your imagination. Write down your ideas, because those you can look back at and say, wow, the progress has been tremendous.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, and one of the things that Pam alluded to is it's in that quiet. Actually, meditation is the perfect opportunity to become quiet, to listen to that divine guidance. And it's interesting that she brought up that this young man was Muslim. But again, we believe that all religions that are based in good and believe in one God that is the creator and sustainer of this universe. So it doesn't matter, in one sense, which faith path you're taking. And that this young man was, I can't think of quite the right word, but that he was brilliant and blessed enough, even in this horrible circumstance of being unjustly imprisoned for 20 years, that he was able to find himself, to find his center, to learn about love and to be open to spirit. And yes, meditation, quieting that little monkey mind that chatters away like crazy, that is the way to be open to what is there And then the other thing is, once we get that little tap on the shoulder or whack upside the head, whatever it is, to be open to start taking steps. And as we take those steps, to pay attention and to listen to the guidance that continues to come. Maybe we make a false start on a path. Doesn't matter. We come back, we restart, and we go in the direction that we're called to.
Absolutely. And so in my wisdom in this moment, which I hope I forget like Krishna, is so I'm not tied to it in any way, is become your own revolutionary. You have the power. You have the presence to liberate yourself. It's all within you. And so the decisions you make, the wisdom that you get from that great beyond within, absolutely is the God within you that is waiting to liberate you. And I always say is you can walk towards source through prayer, through meditation, through lots of things, but God is running to you. He's waiting for you to fling the doors wide open and to have that wider perspective of growing up in another country that is across the world, of seeing the world as its oneness and seeing our mother come back into integrity in all areas. We're the great experiment, and so we need to be that great experiment and come together, take care of our mother, take care of, and how do we do this? We take care of ourselves, our creativity, planting those seeds, and absolutely being that example of that highest self. They say when you raise children, not yelling at them all the time doesn't work. I'm just telling you. They just tune you out. Anyway, being the great example is the best way to raise your children. Being the highest example. And now, as stimulated by another conversation I had, now I have grown married children with grandchildren. I've learned to zip my lips. I'm just telling you. I just go, this doesn't sit well with me, so I'm going to turn around right now. Because it's their journey. It's their time to liberate their own selves, to be the revolutionaries. Who was like all on fire with desire growing up, like during the Vietnam War and every time else? Yes, we were called to that greater vision. Well, the greater vision is unfolding perfectly no matter what. Even though we sit in that right now, walk towards something better. Fling open the doors of the heart and the mind and the soul and allow the love to come pouring through, as we say, because your vision will come and pull you from your imagination, your creativity in those quiet moments to that highest place, and you become the great example that you can't remember after a while. And I close with that.
Yes, and that is one of the benefits of aging. We don't remember a lot, and most of it isn't worth remembering. Back to one thing that Pam said. In fact, each of us must come to our own truth. And so zipping the lip, allowing someone else, even though you're sure you know the answer, keeping your mouth shut and allowing them to find their answer, because that is the perfect truth, if you will, for them in this moment. And knowing that each of us is on our path, and we are here together, and we are here to support one another, but we're not here to run anyone else's life. So I just go, thank you, God, for this wonderful person in my life, and may they be enlightened, and may I see their enlightenment. And
thank you so much. And so I end with is just go to that place of your higher vision. Go to that place where God is calling you, and know that there is something greater sprouting right now, even from this conversation that we've had up here today. And thank you. It's been a very, very good conversation. And in the old, take your lemons and make lemonade out of it, and hold all of our troops, of course, worldwide, and all of the people worldwide in your heart and your space, in your quiet moments. For that energy, I believe, goes worldwide. I always said, I think we're the interlopers in the internet. I think before all the noise came in, we were the internet. we knew worldwide. How many people have people in different states, different countries, where you know what they're thinking and you know that they're with you and that you know they're going to call or they're calling you in that moment? Happens to me all the time. I don't know. Yeah. That intuitive knowingness. So on this note, it is my honor now to, first of all, next week, Paulette Jones will be with us. Paulette is brilliant, and I'll be here too, and I hope you're here too. And then Lisa, who I've spoken so much about, will be with us also on fourth Sunday. So it'll be, or fifth Sunday.
Well, next week is 4th.
That's right. So Lisa's going to be with us on fifth Sunday, and Paulette's going to be with us next week. So please join us. And Bill Rotella will be with us next Sunday too. And just thank you so much. Namaste, as we say in COVID times. not hugging. Okay, love you. And now it's my honor. Thank you, Pamela, so much.
Thank you.
And it's now my honor to introduce a new. I am sure any moment now, a new YouTube is coming up. Is that correct, Buzz? There it is. Yes. Okay, and here it is. It is, and by the way, I just want to thank Danny Berkman, who plays under, and also Daniel Namod and Bill Rotella, because we can use their music. They allow it.
Well, thank you.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend to the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the cloud. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
All
is
that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything will feel gorgeous.
All that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see,
Everything I hope and
all
everything I
that
dream,
I've been,
everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Wait, one more. This is for y'all.
All that I am.
All that I've been is a blessing.
It's so amazing.
I am grateful for it all.
And that's where I'm at. I'm grateful for it all. And we're going to read the Offertory together and have the ushers come up. But Rev Lynn, can you come and do the closing prayer? Okay, all right. So will our ushers please come forward? Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, Christine. And we're just going to read the Offertory together. So together. This is good. Together. Together. In bigger than life together. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is, and that's the way it is. And thank you for giving so much to our center and to Source. And so now, as the music plays, we're going to do our offertory. And I think I changed this, Buzz. I'm so sorry. So, the little basket is there's just a card there for you to take home. And then the bigger basket is for the giving. Make sure you get a card. And always, look at it, see if it fits you in this moment. What did you get? Yes, you... Don't hedge your guesses there, ma'am. And Jackie Levine, thank you for coming back. It's always good to see you. Very nice to see. Isn't that Jackie back there? Yes, the lights are in my eyes. that looks like your little head. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you up here today, Pamela, Lynn, me, Buzz, but also all those behind the scenes, because this couldn't happen without you all. And that would be our wonderful Marcia, the great organizer that gets this all done, and our board and our practitioner team and all of you. Blessings be. I'm so blessed to be immersed with you guys. So anyway, and now I would love for Lynn Chaplin-Noe to come up and do the closing prayer and also lead us in our peace song. Thanks, Lenny.
My hearing is so funny. I thought you said, and now we'll have pizza. I keep forgetting to put the hearing aids in. My card that I got says I can only create within my own beliefs. And so knowing that truth, let's close our eyes. In the knowledge that We are here, eagerly here, as we sit here in this sanctuary to expand our beliefs and our understanding of this magnificent universe of which we are a participant and a reflection of the Creator that created us so that we could create. And in this consciousness of creativity and imagination and vision, I know with absolute certainty that I'm one with this grand idea that there are no limits. There is only opportunity and potential for me to express, and I'm speaking in the I am, for me to express perfectly, infinitely, the ideas of the divine. So many ideas and truths have been revealed this morning that I know were mirrored by each and every one of us sitting here and listening and participating. Truths that I know are already making a difference, elevating our experience on this planet, elevating the universe, expanding. The I am that I am is so grateful for this spiritual center where I can come and see these truths revealed. For this center and for our wonderful spiritual community and our family here, and the truths that are revealed, I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this space, this divine sacred space, and the music, and the people. I release these loving truths with love and gratitude into the law of mind. I allow divine mind to take care of the details while I enjoy my beautiful, expressive, imaginative, creative life. And together we say, and so it is. Time to sing. And so it is time to sing. Crank it up, Buzzy.